Here is the third and last part of a three-part series of the model railway layouts at the International N-Gauge Show, which took place at the Warwickshire Event Centre in September 2019. If this is your first time to the Heritage and Model Rail channel and you're interested in model railways, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell icon so you don't miss anything. This N-Gauge layout is Kinlochlaggan, exhibited by Mike Lemarie. Kinlochlaggan is based on a rural station somewhere in Scotland. The station has a passing loop and limited freight facilities. Trains frequently pass here and the layout can be operated in the steam, green diesel, BR Blue and ScotRail eras. Buildings are kit built from Metcalfe. Control is DCC using Gaugemaster Prodigy. Stock is a mix of Dapol, Farish and Revolution. My thanks to Mike for the information. These two N-Gauge layouts are called Bercy and Pourquoi Pas, exhibited by Gérard Lefaux and his friend. The international part of the N-Gauge show was represented by two layouts that had travelled from Limousin in France. The first layout is Bercy, which shows the wine warehouses along the River Seine near to the Gare du Nord station in Paris. Between 1950 and 1960, the warehouses received bulk deliveries of wine from all over France in tank wagons. The wine was then bottled and shipped around the world. All the buildings are scratch built, with trains running automatically using simple reed relays to stop and switch their direction. The second layout is Pourquoi Pas, which has been built as a tribute to the World War II pilot John Allen and the author Bill Heine. The airfield with models of World War II aircraft is a tribute to John, whilst the model of terraced houses in Oxford with the sculpture of a shark sticking out of the roof is the tribute to Bill. Bill had the real sculpture of the shark erected in his house in 1986. Trains on the layout operate over a number of levels, with some climbing up a hidden helix to appear at various heights up the scenic part of the boards. The two layouts were different to the British exhibits and brought a lot of pleasure to the visitors. My thanks to Gérard for supplying the information. This N-Gauge layout is Leigh St George, exhibited by Lee Thompson. Leigh St George is a fictional layout which is a terminus station at the end of a branch line. The station has one large platform with a small station building. Leigh St George is also served by a small goods yard and a traction maintenance depot. At the back of the station is a row of houses known locally as Railway Terrace. There is a popular fish and chip shop called Codfather and a pub called the Lamb and Flag. The layout is set in the era 1995 to 2002 and is 8 foot by 5 foot, requiring 1 or 2 operators. Control is analog DC. My thanks to Lee for the information. This N-Gauge layout is Sutton St Annes, exhibited by Anthony Sutton. Sutton St Annes is a fictitious coastal town set somewhere along the coast of northwest Lancashire between the towns of Blackpool and Lytham. The line to Sutton St Annes diverges off at Poulton-le-Fylde on the Preston to Blackpool main line. The era modelled is 1990 to 1995, with class 20, 31, 37 and 47, first and second generation DMUs, small trip freights and a daily nuclear flask working. The layout is 10 feet long in total, 6 feet scenic with a 4 feet traverser board. Control is DC. This N-Gauge layout is Wormhill, exhibited by Pete Latham. Wormhill is a continuous run layout which is really a condensed version of the Peak Forest in Derbyshire. All visible track is Pico code 55, but Pico code 80 track and points are used on hidden curves. Most of the traffic is stone product transportation and is appropriate for the year 2000. Buildings are kits from Kestrel with a Hornby signal box. Control is analog DC and stock is a mixture of Bachmann and Dapple. My thanks to Pete for the information. This N-gauge layout is Leonard, exhibited by Sean Healy. Leonard is a layout based on a fictional location in the south of England at the end of a busy branch line, representing Network South East between 1986 and 1994 on the Third Rail network using ready-to-run and modified stock. Buildings are a mixture of kits by Kestrel and scratch-built. Track and points are Pico and control is DC. Stock is by Graham Farish. My thanks to Sean for the information. This N-gauge layout is Zieikea Ost, exhibited by Dil Sagu. Zieikea Ost is set in the autumn of 1945 in Allied occupied Germany, just as the German army has surrendered to the Allied occupying forces. The layout depicts a small town station with an engine shed and goods yard primarily used by German forces for loading tanks and armour as well as other goods. Buildings are kit built. Track is by Fleischmann, which comes pre-ballasted. Control is DC and stock is a mix of Fleischmann, Trix and Arnold. The tank train is built from Dragon kits. My thanks to Dill for the information. This N-gauge layout is Waterfall Junction, exhibited by Ken Jones. Ken is celebrating the 20th anniversary of this miniature N-gauge layout, which is built in a 1960s scrap suitcase. The layout is known by many because of its appearances in global magazines and exhibitions. The track, which is Pico Flexi Track, has a radius of 5 inches, which limits the type of stock that can be run. Stock is from Minitrix and Graham Farish. Trees are Christmas cake decorations, with papier-mâché providing the layout structure. My thanks to Ken for the information. This N-gauge layout is from the West Sussex N-gauge Model Railway Club. This layout is another large multi-operator operation. However, the design concept is quite novel. It is a modular construction built to a standardised pattern. Club members own individual modules that are all 6 feet long and varying widths from 12 feet to 30 inches. There are 3 common lines running through each module, which are controlled from the fiddle yard. The module owner can add their own lines to suit the layout, ensuring they are isolated from the 3 main lines. The module owner controls their own stock within their module. When the club goes to an exhibition, they find out how much space they can occupy. Modules are then allocated a position in the layout. The concept is very flexible, ranging from layouts that are single end-to-end to over 50 feet square. The 2 main loops can be either DC or DCC dependent on the size and stock available. The design standards allow for rapid setup at an exhibition. At the TINGS show, the layout took only 2 hours to establish. My thanks to Ian Redman from the club for the information. I have other model railway exhibition videos that you will like. Why not check them out? Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment on any of the content. See you soon.